Yet for thousands of fans, he's as alive as ever. This was decided as
You are about to see a preview of...
Please, Tommy, Chris Coyle,
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Radio Alex. Today we'll listen to some things about social life, environment, medicine, and technology. I hope you enjoyed, and let's start with Bradley, who will speak about the social life.
People and society in the future. I think technology is going to take a huge part in our lives, even more than today. One thing I can see becoming a real thing are AIs, which will totally change the way we socialize. Because why would you want to have friends when you can have someone that is perfect for you and is there any day, any time, and forever, you know? Another thing that could be real are robots. Even human with robotic parts, making them into superhuman people. That could lead to dramatic changes like replacing human with machines or these superhuman people ruling the world. Personally, my dream is to know we're not the only ones in this universe. Martian life just made public. Let's imagine a few situations with that. So let's suppose they exist and they are involved already in our daily routines. Let's say you come out of work on Friday night and you commute to a nice bar with live music. You step in the place and you see all these Martians just having great drinks and stuff. And then you look around and the band playing music are Martians too, just like in Star Wars movies. So, what if you get drunk together and suddenly one of them asks you to drive him home in his floating car? Imagine all the possibilities with that, man. Of course, there will be a lot of problems too. Probably with the planet resources. So, we must have to maybe colonize other planets and have new ways to live and travel in these new planets, but even with all this technology, robots, Martians, or whatever, the way that society goes on will not change at all. It will be just as today, but with many upgrades, pretty much. That's what I think.
Well, let's listen to Luis, who will speak about environment in the future. Let's listen.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to speak environment in 2015. What will happen if we don't take responsibility for the pollution? In the future, will probably be an enormous change about the environment. Unfortunately, we usually overlook the consequence of the global warming. Nowadays are awful predictions about how will the environment in the year 2015. For say the least, most of the species of the world will be in danger of extinction. The 80% of the water will be contaminated, and the food reserves will be minimal. Regarding to the air pollution, it is said that we will have to pay for IXN. Believe it or not, this could happen. We should not be proud of this. This could bring serious consequences. One of them is the diseases that high levels of pollution could produce. Contamination could make diseases stronger, making it more difficult to eliminate them from the body. But not everything is happiness. Many scientists have the idea that in the future there will be ways to help reverse more than 90% of climate change. Fortunately, we could take advantage of technology, but how will we take advantage of this? Currently, and for years, there are groups of science working on how to help the environment. Hopefully, for the future, someone will invent some method to clean the contaminated air, which is the biggest concern. If we help with small actions, we will stop climate change. It is never late to help if we want to leave a better world for our children.
Sounds interesting. And now, let's listen in something about medicine that is very important for our lives. Well, let's start listening to Rocio, who will speak about the medicine in the future.
Hello everybody, it's time to talk about of medicine in the future. To begin with, I have a question. Who said medicine will be essential in our life? Of course, it wasn't said only for a person. It was said for a lot of people around the world who had imagined a better life in the future and who knew the benefits that the medicine will bring. In the past, there were people who thought there will never be a surgery or any kind of organ transplantation. However, these activities take part in our life. Talking about medicine in the future, particularly in the year 2050, is fascinating. I'm going to tell you some aspects about how the life will be in the future. In the year 2050, there will be intelligent clothes. It will be able to regulate blood pressures as well as glucose and body temperature. Also, there will be robots, which be able to do a surgery without any mistake and with great exactitude. There won't be more deaths in the operating theater. Moreover, diseases like cancer, Parkinson, and other neurological conditions will have been eradicated. The growth of natural tissues and organs won't only be a treatment. For organ failure, it will also impact spinal cord injury. We will have artificial organs like heart, lung, kidney, eyes, and stomach, among others. All of them will have superiority in the operation. For example, eyes will be bionics. By the end of the 2050, people will have bought at least one of them. On the other hand, people will choose if they want to live more than 200 years with the option of not getting. If you imagine that, you will be able to understand more of the technological advances. Today, it's essential to live the life without thinking so much about the future. For someone, it could be terrifying. We have to take our time living happy every single day, and we will show only to take advantages of the technology to contribute and to live better.
Last but not least, let's listen to Raul, who will speak about technology.
Hello audience, good afternoon. I'm going to talk about the technology. Imagine it's the year 2050. The technology is going to change the way of the life and so many people could be included in the new technologies. Until today, the technologies had changed so many things that the people did. For example, if the people couldn't remember a phone number, they couldn't communicate with their family or friends and just to listen they were fine. Nowadays, we don't need to memorize a phone number and can also watch the people by the conference. In the future, probably we will take part in the new communications and speak with others by holograms. Technology takes an important part in the life. 20 years ago, people hadn't needed cell phones as nowadays, and in 30 years probably the mobile phone will be more necessary and very different than the ones we know nowadays. In the future, the robots will have been driving cars, reducing the risk of a crash or taking care of our lives, being a doctor, nurse, etc. By the end of the 2030, taking class have been changed radically. The students are going to take class by video conference in their house. So, in summary, people could not live without technology. The technology is a bad habit for the humanity, but is a necessary damage. Only we need to take care of the use we give to the technology to use in the best way possible. And what happened with the computers and internet? Well, the computers in the past had to use mouse and keyboard, and the people couldn't do many functions, and it were so big and heavy. In the future, the computers are going to be fine, light, and without of necessity of a mouse and a keyboard, and it they will have the possibility of making many things at the same time, and we will speak with them to order what we need. The internet has also changed the humanity life, and in the future it will be included into many things, as a refrigerator, microwave, stove, etc.